The trade deadline isn't technically until February 7th, but the New York Knicks have kicked off the most wonderful time of the NBA calendar year with a bang, trading Kristaps Porzingis, Courtney Lee, and Tim Hardaway to the Dallas Mavericks for Dennis Smith Jr., Wesley Matthews, DeAndre Jordan, and 2 future first-round draft picks. While this move only slightly affects the Philadelphia 76ers directly, as the team will no longer have to face off against their unicorn 4 times a year, and will no longer be able to even consider a trade for DSJ, it could have a big impact on their future moving forward. Yes, really. I would circle DeAndre Jordan and Wes Matthews as 2 potential buyout players to keep an eye on. Players need to be waived by March 1st to become playoff eligible. Bobby Marks at BobbyMarks42, January 31, 2019. More from Philadelphia 76ers according to Bobby Marks. ESPN's NBA front office insider, Jordan and Matthews are potential buyout candidates who could be looking for work elsewhere by March 1, the last day a player is eligible to join a playoff-bound roster. While that shouldn't be too much of a surprise, as the entire reason the Knicks made the move was to clear up cap space and flip long-term deals for 2 potential max contract spots in July, it does put 2 very solid players into the fold as mid-season free agents, ready to join any team they please. Now, initially, Matthews would seem like the player the 76ers should target, and there is some sound logic in that line of thought. At 6'5", 220 pounds, Matthews is an ideal 3-and-D wingman in the modern NBA, even if he's slipped a bit from his peak Portland Trail Blazers form. Currently averaging 13.1 points on 38% shooting from beyond the arc, Matthews has the size, smarts, and switch ability that many GMs love to fill out their roster with, and will certainly draw heavy interest from virtually every playoff-bound team in the league. However, he becomes a bit superfluous when the team also has Corey Brewer under contract. While Brewer is technically still on a 10-day contract, and may not be signed for the remainder of the year, he will be has been putting in work to the tune of 9 points and 2.2 steals a game. Those numbers are slightly lower than Matthews' output in Dallas, but Brewer clearly has amazing chemistry with his new teammates and has already made his mark in less than a month. However, the Philadelphia 76ers don't have a player even close to DeAndre Jordan, except, of course, for Joel Embiid. Embiid is without a doubt the best center in the NBA. But he's also very injury-prone and caused the entirety of the 215 to clutch the collective pearls when he fell awkwardly on his back in the 4th quarter of the team's recent win over the Los Angeles Lakers. And to make matters worse, Brett Brown had the audacity to reinsert his 2-time All-Star starter to close out the game. After their lead shrunk to 11, if the Sixers are going to be competitive down the stretch, they need to find a big-time backup to supplement Embiid in injury and in health and limit the All-Pros minutes in the lead-up to the playoffs. Asking Jordan to fill that role would be like running over a beer can with a tank. Even though Jordan isn't the player he once was back with the Lob City-era Clippers when he was a valued pick-and-pop partner with J.J. Redick, but the 3-time All-NBA defensive stopper still has plenty of value for a team looking for a defensive anchor in the paint. However, Jordan does have some limitations that will, well, limit his potential market moving forward. The antithesis of the modern-day stretch 5, Jordan has only made 1 3-point shot over his 11 seasons in the NBA. That's obviously not great, but the Sixers really haven't been too concerned with reserve big men having an outside game, as they've retained Amir Johnson for 2 straight seasons and he's only making about .17 3-pointers a game over his 111-game tenure in the red, white, and blue. Personally, I've always had a soft spot for Amir Johnson, but he's no DeAndre Jordan. Currently ranked the 2nd-best defensive center in the league according to ESPN's Real Plus-Minus 4.07, Jordan is actually a better defender than Embiid statistically and could provide a sizable cushion for the young big down the stretch. Don't get me wrong, there will most definitely be a market for him, but Philly has one thing that very few playoff-bound squads have at their disposal, a mid-level exception. After initially penciling Nemanja Bjelica into the slot before his heel turn to the Sacramento Kings, Philly never filled the $4.4 million exception and could offer it to any player they please, like Brewer, Matthews, or even Jordan. Next, the Sixers no longer have to worry about Kristaps Porzingis. Would Jordan be willing to accept a smaller role, as a backup no less, to take another shot at postseason success over the back half of the season? That, my friends, is the $4.4 million question. But if he does decide that a reunion with J.J. Redick playing alongside the best young center in the league is a viable option to further his career and secure the bag moving forward, DeAndre Jordan is a wonderful fit with the Philadelphia 76ers.